started in the London market. We were insurance brokers. Now, none of us are. How did you get into it? Like, how did you start in the market?
It was pretty much very classic, same as most fall into it. So I came off a 2-day work placement in the motor market, motor team. And they're like, "Oh, we got a role. Do you want to go in?" I thought, "Shit, everyone's making money. Why not? It's a salary." And from that, just continued. And then that sort of, it was very sort of bog standard role really. But as you go along, you just came across it's too early to say the engine next generation insurance network, which really sort of like helped me broaden my own network and realise that there's a lot more to just sort of sitting the desk job, which everyone sort of goes through.
How did you make the move into digital risk? How did that
Well, I've been at the broker I was at for about 1.5 years, and they approached me actually. I was on when Tom was said was for first launch. I was in the first sort of cohort, and part of the Innovation Council was one of the under 35 reps. So I was going around sort of talking a lot about how the market needs to modernise and how we should be sort of using everybody, old and young, just to basically say embrace technology and let's make Lloyd's better and keep it on the map. And from that, I kind of thought, practice what you preach, and move to digital broker. Really, just the way of business is a lot different. So I thought the move was the right time.
And how about you, Seb? How did you get into the market and then end up sort of changing your role in the market?
Yeah, I actually used to work for the Insurance Insider, which is a public. I used to do work experience for them when I was a teenager, and then I asked them for a job when I left university, having tried a few other industries, and I really enjoyed that. Then I took an internship in a reinsurance broker in Santiago in Chile, where I learned absolutely nothing about insurance, but learned a lot about making a pisco sour. Vital information. But after that, I realised that I did actually want to give insurance a bit of a go. So I did an internship with a small broker called New Dawn Risk, and really, really enjoyed it. A lot of fun, great team, and I just love the freedom. No one ever asked where you were, and if you have an ounce of sort of ambition, you can really harness that and use your time well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, stuff like Engine. I set up a network called Market Minds, sort of trying to represent the future leaders of the business.
And what does Market Minds do?
It began by just getting entrepreneurs to come and speak to people. So I got my old boss, the Insurance Insider, Peter Hasty, who's set it up and sold it recently, to come and talk to a whole bunch of people, a glass of wine at lunch. And it sort of carried on from there. I kept asking people to invite friends so my network would grow. And last June, I decided to get more into the tech side and set up a company. Got involved with a guy called Ferdinand Bennigsen, who's now my partner in it, with Market Minds, and we put on an Insurtech conference. And that's when I decided I was quite interested in actually getting way more involved with tech. And
were there times when you were broking that you were thinking, this is, what am I doing? Because I found that when I was broking, I like the social aspect of it, I like going to meet people, chat with new people, but I found carrying around my slipcase with loads of paper in it. I just thought, why?
Nightmare.
Why do I have to do this?
Yeah.
It didn't really make any sense. And that was like my main sort of catalyst for wanting to try and do something about it, because I realised that this isn't going to last. But in the next few years, this isn't going to happen.
It's important, of course, that face-to-face is still massively important.
Absolutely.
And the reason Lloyd's does work is because it has the relationships that are built is key. But it's just, as you said, walking around Lloyd's with like a £500 endorsement to get stamped. You spend hours out of the office doing it. It's impractical, and as much as it's fun, it's in terms of business, it can be done better.
Do you think people from outside the market, obviously insurance is one of those industries, you don't really know anything about it, and if you end up in Lloyd's, you kind of wonder how you did, because no one really knows anything about it. But do you think people look at insurance and think, I don't know anything about it, but actually it looks very old school, so people who are coming up, graduating now, they're not really going to want to go and be in insurance because they see it as an industry that's kind of stuck in the past? Do you think that's a problem?
I don't know what you think, but obviously you look at Google, and I get the impression they don't do a lot of advertising hiring, because you engage with it on a daily basis, and everyone knows that they are cutting edge of technology. So they probably have absolutely no shortage of top people applying to work for them.
Yeah.
The insurance market is different, of course, because you don't engage with it every day, and it's not technology focused. But I think, certainly not today, but I think certainly in time that will change a lot when people realise what kind of technology is getting involved with insurance, including AI, geospatial technology, machine learning, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an issue with Lloyd's, but I don't think the likes of XL Catlin, Hiscox, these guys, and are out and about a lot. XL Catlin has Oxbotica, the Oxbotica program, which is autonomous vehicles, who have strong brands. I don't think they'll have a problem with attracting some very talented and technology-driven people.
Yeah. I think as well on the other end of the spectrum, which you mentioned before, it's the customer side. So it's like attracting talent is obviously a massive important, but actually sort of getting the customers to come on. This is why all these startups are springing up and they're taking so much attention. Yeah, it's smaller stuff, it's SMEs, startup businesses, or even health products, sort of personal lines. But they're doing so well because it's the making insurance a bit sexy. It's the ease of it. No one wants to think about insurance really. Even probably you or I, like if you're doing your phone insurance, you buy it, you don't want to think about it, and that's how everyone sees it. Any sort of insurance, whether commercial business or whatever it is. So I think the way it's going to be changing is how people engage on the other side, and in the back end, the insurers are going to have to adapt to that. They're going to have to sort of meet the demands of the the insurance on demand, for example. Things like Slice is absolutely an example of this.
I mean, you look at banking. I think with regulated industries, innovation is client-driven, customer-driven. Customers just say, "I want things differently. I want to buy insurance differently. Including commercial clients." And that's when you change, because you have sort of a good sound argument to do so. Whereas an unregulated industry like the car industry, someone like Tesla can come in and lead, develop fantastic technology and do great marketing campaigns and just push and push and push, and the rest will follow. But they have, almost no sort of restraints, regulatory speaking. Whereas in insurance, you can't just. It's very difficult to just lead a massive drive for innovation as one individual.
Like there are so many aspects and so many different parts of it.
Exactly.
Having spoken about young people coming into it, for the young people who are already in insurance, you worked for a bigger broker than we did, but did you ever feel like when you were there that you could have actually made a change in the way you did your job? Was that a possibility? Or
it was difficult. I remember get shot behind the scenes for saying this, but I remember one day suggesting that we just have an iPad amongst the team, because one of the brokers we were using submitted everything digitally, and it was literally laughed out of the office. And that's if it comes to like Friday 5 p.m, everyone's gone home, but there's something you can submit it and get a quote online. Why would you not want to do that rather than wait for Monday and get it? Have to wait for then.
It's a mindset issue.
It is a mindset, and it was just the way that they'd always done it. Why would you have to change it? Business is still working. But I think when such a large organisation, it was a tremendous effort to get anyone behind you to sort of have any sort of influence over innovating or sort of introducing a new whatever it is, a new piece of tech or something. And I think from a smaller business, of course, it is a lot easier to do that, and the large players are going to really struggle to adapt. I think the best thing that can be done for someone new is it's continuation. So just to continue to sort of have a voice, say what you want, where everything's going, and eventually it's going to get there. The drive, everyone sort of says, coming from the bottom up, it will happen, but it also you have to sort of meet halfway, so from the top level,
absolutely,
as well.
Because so obviously both of you guys are involved in communities for the younger generation in insurance to try and change things. So what's Engine and how do you get involved in it?
Yeah, Engine, Next Generation Insurance Network. So we've set up about 5 years ago now, and originally it was set up as a graduate network. Now coming to anyone that's actually within the financial industry. We've got lawyers, bankers. It's really sort of branched out. Obviously, majority is insurance. We basically hold formal and sometimes informal social events on relevant topics to the insurance industry. And the best thing about it is the network. So you go there and you're meeting like-minded professionals who have a passion in insurance, in whatever they're doing, and they are happy to sort of give up their time. You know, it's you hit 5 o'clock hits, 6 o'clock hits, everyone goes home. The people who stay and go to these events to meet other people are the ones who want to get on and do well. And that's where you establish your network, and you can, from that, you meet people across the market, and you're building. Yeah. So it is invaluable to be a member of that. And it's not just Engine, like there's others out there as well. Market Minds for one, you know, fantastic conferences. And it's really good content when you're there. So you're understanding stuff and you're learning about stuff that isn't in your day-to-day jobs. So you can take it out, and that's where you sort of grow a real sort of love for the industry and real sort of, there's a bigger picture here, and I want to be involved in that. And it's a really good way to sort of meet the right people to actually find that involvement as well.
And we're obviously all members of the Shadow Council.
Yep.
Which you...
So I work for the London Market Target Operating Model, which is the London Market funded, sponsored and driven central initiative to modernise the market. Set up in about 2015. And I work for the Innovation Workstream, which is one of several. And that's governed by the Innovation Exchange, which is a collection of senior volunteers in the market who sort of govern the direction of the various initiatives that we decide to fund and explore. And a subfield of that is the Shadow Innovation Council, which may sound just like another committee, but actually it's a very impressive group of free thinkers, I suppose, in the market who really want and have done serious modernisation projects and initiatives. Ed's on it, work for an Insurtech business. You're on it, of course, you work for an Insurtech business. Other people there, like Ola Jacobs, started his own company and still works for his broker. And we have various other people who are setting up their innovation departments in their company. So we are really trying to create a new market out of that, a new ecosystem that everyone. I mean, the great thing about innovation is no one knows sort of what they're doing. There are no rules, so you really can build the future that you want for the market. But if you're not doing it with other people, I think you'll find it very difficult, and it's not nowhere near as much fun.
But that goes back to my point in a way about, if you're at a bigger company, maybe it's easier, because if you work at a smaller broker, or that's where it becomes a bit difficult to try and sort of make any change, because budgets are smaller.
Although, I mean, one of the key things about Shadow Council, everyone there is a volunteer, and these people are willing to give up their own time because they have this passion. Not even that they want to get on, they actually really enjoy innovation. And I think, as you were saying, to set up in a company, it's really not that hard, because all they have to do is, who's going to stop them? But they're going to go to the top level and say, look, I want to set up an innovation chamber or an innovation sort of like group in this company. We'll take nothing away. All we want to do is see how we can modernise and change the business for the better. I mean, you'd be stupid to say not to, really. So I think that's key, and it really is that easy to say, even if it is just, look, I'm willing to do it. I'm going to be doing an hour a week or whatever, just sort of researching and how we can improve our claim settlement or something.
But like we've seen recently, it all seems to be direct to consumer at the moment, and we want to be able to say that Lloyd's and the London market is innovative, that it is technology driven. So I think there needs to be a big change when it comes to the commercial side of things, and to really get people who are working in insurance on the sort of the real part of insurance, dealing with huge companies, dealing with their placements, and how they are done. That's what I think is, and that's what we're all interested in.
Absolutely,
the Shadow Council. That's what we do by trying to make these huge companies change their ways.
Absolutely, and I think innovation, the definition of it, or the understanding and the meaning, has changed. Lloyd's is innovative. The syndicates are innovative, and the brokers, they find new ways to develop business. They develop new products. But innovation now also means infrastructure modernisation and going digital. And I do think there's an issue with it's all the loose ends not being tied up, lack of communication about innovation, which is why we wanted to develop, and we have now developed and built a platform called iCubed, which will be a multi-layered initiative has an app version and a website. You can consistently engage with it all day long if you want to. Submit ideas. You can attract mentors, both in the market and with the Insurtech community. You can find, source sort of tools to help you build ideas into a business, or whether or not you consider yourself an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur. And also, it's going to be a central dashboard for all the information, because there is so much noise on innovation. And it's really, really hard to tie it up. So we just want to cut through the noise, basically.
And how do you get involved in that? How do you get
slogan?
How cute.
Cut through the noise.
I could do it in a Sean Connery accent.
How do you get involved in that if you wanted to?
Download the app.
And it's already on the app.
It's on the App Store. Just download the app, engage with it, give us feedback. We have to get feedback from people. We want it to move quickly. We want it to gather momentum. We're aware many initiatives like this don't gather the momentum they need.
Yeah.
But I think with our user base, combined with Engine and Market Minds, we've got probably between us 5,000 people on a database.
Yeah.
We really need people's feedback, and we want people to say. I mean, you can submit. We've designed it so you can submit an idea in 60 seconds.
Okay.
So you can give us feedback in 120 seconds
Yeah.
if you want. Just try it out, give us feedback. Is it useful to you? Would you use it?
And do they have to give their names, or can they do it sort of silently? If they
You can do it anonymously, or you can submit your name. Best to have your name and email, because then we can update you and give you feedback.
Yeah.
But there's two options. You can collaborate your idea, which means that everyone will be open to everybody. You can get voted on. It will go public. Vendors can choose to roll with it. Or it can be private, which will be governed by our advisory board, and we can help you direct your idea either towards Lloyd's, the Tom Initiative, accelerators, independent investors, angels, and mentors in the market.
Oh, great.
We basically, I mean, the key is ideas. So you obviously have we're not an accelerator really in a sense, but it's like you have startups that go to an accelerator, and then the accelerator will help them grow. And so with us, we basically, what we were saying earlier about people who have these ideas but might not necessarily have the authority in their company or something, this is like no excuse. So you have an idea, you want to tell someone about it, you can tell us, it can be confidential or open, and we will take that idea and we can then make it into something that will happen. So it's empowering really everyone who wants to use it, and that's going to be key.
But it's frustrating, you don't know what to do with them. And also, London is the centre of, should be the centre of insurance innovation.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all seen through the Insurtech events, the number of people have been growing, every single one.
Absolutely.
It shows the interest that has really started to show in the whole Insurtech space. So
couldn't agree
it's
more.
only going to get bigger, isn't it? So,
Absolutely. I mean, I really, really think the industry will be unrecognisable in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think if you had to give a message to someone who wanted to maybe try a career in insurance at early doors, whatever level, that is the opportunity. And especially in the next 10 years, it's not coming in to really do insurance, it's coming in to do tech and advance the insurance industry into tech.
If it was us 10 years down the line now, we might come into Lloyd's and it might be a completely different landscape, probably will be, and actually the jobs that we have left might actually be jobs that are extremely tech orientated, and we'd actually be very happy. Thanks very much for that. Lots of avenues that young people in insurance and outside insurance can use to get into the industry or to help the industry evolve. Obviously, I think the main thing from this is iCubes, which seems to be the main avenue that they can use. The app is now on the website.
It's on iTunes as well.
iTunes.
Yeah, it's on iTunes.
I'll put the link to it on this video, so anyone interested, click on that, find out more about it. But thank you very much.
Submit ideas within 60 seconds.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
And
that's the main thing.
Feedback is really important, so we really encourage people to go on the app, give us feedback on how useful it is to them and any ideas they might have to improve it. Because it's, I'm sure, by no means perfect. And also the website will give them information on any events they might be interested in attending regarding innovation in insurance.
Great. Thank you very much.